One, two, three. Hello. Oh, I forgot I moved that camera around a great deal. You got ourselves situated again. All right. We are trying out a new lo-fi playlist tonight. It is by a remix station that may or may not be making a lo-fi classic rocks, which I'm kind of interested in. So, we'll probably be skipping over the Mandalorian stuff just because I am sorry. I don't care for the Mandalorian. You're more than welcome to come and fight me. We are going to return to our favorite witch. We are returning to Cat. So she is reaching more and more of the completed state. And I am really digging out how she's getting to the completed state. Her glove, her staff, all of that's kind of flowing together, jiving together. The non-metallic metal bits are working out. I need to do some more on her shoes for her buckles and straps. And they'll be looking nice. I do need to do a little bit of skin tone work on the underside of her arms. And I do have her staff to wrap up. It's a little finicky, but it's going to have to be what it's going to have to be. So, we need some paint. My gold non-metallic recipe has been carbon black. A mixture of gold 79, and we are utilizing Sunray. That is my non-metallic recipe that I've been using, but I want to do something slightly different. Well, I need different colors. Yeah. There's my recipe right there. Batman, stop drinking paint. No, Robin, the paint is giving me more love than... That's not a joke. Welcome in, Multi. Welcome in. That's what I was looking for. I need some burgundy. Or I need a purple magenta. I took the day off, so I did work on some Batman the Animated Series miniatures, which was nice. So we're gonna do her staff in a purple magenta, and between here and here, and then lean more towards the magenta side here. So have this staff be purplish. So we have our goal of what we want to start on and what we want to work on tonight. I may start with base coating these two out to make things much easier. So how goes the Apex Legend? Have you become the best of the best? Still in silver. Oh, I am proud of you for being in silver and working on bettering yourself. I'll be honest with you. There are times I hate playing ranked. Hmm. Um, there were times I used to, and then I stopped taking them seriously, and I'm a much better person for stop taking them seriously. Much better. I want my violet, and I want my purple. I will keep the magenta as a highlighting tone later, but I don't need it right now. I don't disagree with you. I think playing for fun is way more enjoyable sometimes. Um, I used to be one of those guys, Malty. I used to be one of those guys. Uh, I would work 40 hours and then promptly log into the World of Warcraft and play for many hours into the evening and then log out and do the same thing over again. Okay. Before I get started, while we converse, I need to mix up some of my thinning agent again. Uh, it takes a lot out of you to play ranked, in my opinion. It's just, it's so hard uh, to play ranked all the time, in my opinion. Oh, very much so is. I have two books in my to be read list that I want to actively read right now. One of them is the Alton Brown Food for Thought book, which I read the first chapter of it, and it's kind of interesting. To me, it was. It's not going to be an everybody book, but I think there's a lot of interesting aspects in his book that I could learn from and enjoy. All right, there we go. What book are you reading, if you don't mind me asking? Um, I have, because of this hobby, I have a hard time reading sometimes. So now that I've kind of caught up on TV and there's not really a whole lot that I want to be watching any day, anywhere, for any reason right now, I think for my morning breakfast and my morning routine on the weekend is going to be primarily reading books. My brother got me a book by John Scalzazzi, the writer of Red Shirts. It was a villain type book, which kind of interests me. Ah, so you're going to be one of those That's a really great job. I forgot to put the top on this bottle. Good job, me. Good job, me. Uh, it, is, is there a movie about that one? There are so many movies out there I couldn't tell you up from down with them. And I kind of fell out of World War One and World War Two movies. So I don't know. You if it's not on the list not yet, it's probably on the list soon. I I have never actually read Tolkien. Um, I I will be honest to a T about that one. It's I don't think I have the investment in my brain for Tolkien. I need a brush. Yeah, I could see how that's kind of rough to read. Old German is kind of like Old English, and in those regards, which is, hey, I need you to kind of remember how we said things back in those days, and it just doesn't always translate well to current times. Or it's not so much translating to current times, it's more of, oh, how am I supposed to interpret these things? Because that was one of the hard parts about reading old American literature books is what we take for granted today was considered something like heinous back in the day. And I did not expect this purple to go on so fast. But then again, I'm also working pretty thick with it. Um, that's actually kind of cool. That is actually kind of cool. Uh, I don't own anything like that in my house, so it's kind of, you know, a little jealousy moment right there for you. But at the same time, not everybody likes like old, super old books. Um, I know a book dragon that would be, yeah, yeah. A previous partner of mine could not read Tolkien. Uh, because of how descriptive he could be with his words. So I was thinking about this in case I saw Grumpy pop into stream to better explain the point. Is that Tolkien does not leave a lot to your imagination about how you view the world of him because he explains in great detail what uh, the plants are like. So there's no room for imagination with the character. Because of how descriptively he wrote the book. Her staff is a little wonky, and that's going to be okay. Because when you look at it from the right view, it's not going to matter. It's only when you see it from the backside or the side that it's janky. But that's also part of the problem with using 3D printed resin. It happens. All right, so I need smidge of black, then down. Yeah. And I mean that, so for some people that's okay. And that's like a really great thing. Um but for someone that really wants to sit back and enjoy like thinking about how what a dwarf kind of looks like instead of being painstakingly described what Gimli's beard's like with the amount of adornment in their, face hair. Uh, it it gets challenging sometimes, and for someone that says, you know, part of the fun of like doing like a cosplay or dress up along with those characters is that you get to like have an imagination about what the author writes for the book rather than, hold on, let me take a sip of water for this. Let me take a sip of water for this one, Multi. If I described to you in great detail that my cat stood a stalwart 3 feet high, her tail adorned straight up, and the tortoiseshell mix, you kind of get like the fun idea of how you get to like interpret the tortoiseshell mix. But for like Tolkien, he's like the tortoiseshell cat with the smudge of cream across their nose and freckles of black and gold through their beards, and like that's what it was. But I mean, don't get me wrong, he did do a good job. It's just sometimes you want to see the tuxedo cat for how you want to imagine the tuxedo cat. It helps kind of create that link between you and the author in the book. And it's kind of a difference in uh how, yeah, uh I mean, we're also not together anymore, so I don't have strong feelings about it. Ba- It's been a long time. I'm just trying to clean up some of my golden bits on her. Okay, so weird. Whatever. 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 And I do need to clean up some of the purplish and get it nice and smooth. So yeah. So you were telling me a little bit about your next project, Malty. Did you give it a go yet, or did you give it a start? Because I remember you were trying to build. Or we're building, or we're planning a build. I'm trying to remember, friend. You did start it, and it is your biggest diorama, or no? You'd mentioned it. This is a 3 ship. Yeah, one of 3 ships. I did remember 3 ships. See, I do remember things. Sometimes it's just out of order, Malty. Sometimes it's just out of order. It gets a little wibbly wobbly with me. Yeah, I do. Also, I did set up a timer on Stream Elements. Depends. It depends. I mean, since you're working with a diorama, I assume it takes quite a bit of time. It's not like you can just slap it together overnight and be like, all right, it's done. Oh, yeah. Did my phone do the thing it's not? Oh, phone, why are you so weird? Why are you so weird sometimes? I just forgot that I did not get my Discord notification that I went live. And I just remembered I forgot to post my YouTube short in Discord. I need to get that squared away a little bit. You get that routine squared down to a science for myself. Seems so weird, but we're going to spend 2 hours painting gold, gold, purple, and some gold buckles. Oh, well, I wear my glasses today. 2.5 ships, 12 planes, 160 figures, and further ship details like railings, ship. Yeah, you can knock that out in like a day, right? Give me 1 second. I need to clean these Coke bottles. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's no different. So, I mean, painting a miniature or a large diorama sometimes works to be about the same. Just all of the little details. I mean, I had a week solid where I did nothing but paint Belmoth, trying to wrap up different aspects of it. And that seems like a lofty and well thought out goal, to be 100% honest with you. I um, my goal is to finish both of my busts, finish Cat, and then finish off a lot of my Bone 6 stuff. So it'll be a while. Oh yeah, I meant to say that. It's time to crack on stream as well. Yeah, yeah. It takes a bit. Um, I think that's going to be one of my hobby goals is to work a little bit better on my basing materials. overall. So the orcs that I have base coated that I have not painted up yet, I did a little different green stuff with it to try to continue the Reaper Bones base kind of out and make it feel a little bit more seamless. But I'm not, I was not overly happy with it. So I might go back. I might find myself like a hobby coping saw to help me cut out the figures a little bit more from their pre-sculpted bases. Because I think that's something that I want to work on a little bit more this year for myself personally. You get a little bit better about basing and having a little bit more interest on my base than what I have been doing. All right, we're gonna get our brown paint. I saw you collaborative water. I know you didn't want me to perceive you, but you are perceived. Multi, get some rest. Get some rest. You too. Get some rest. Enjoy your sleep paralysis, demon. May they be kind and gentle. Be well, Malty. Be well. Move this camera this way just a bit more. I'm going to drop my desk down. Ba, ba, da, 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 ba, da, 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 da. I'm kind of wishing I'd put my contacts in this morning. Oh well. Need to get a little bit of sun ray and start blending it in as well. Yep, there we go. Thank you, Siri bot. Good bot. Bum, 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 bum. Oh yeah, don't forget her shoe buckles. Mm-hmm. Ba-na-na-na, na, 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 na. Okay. YouTube, why are you being so weird? You're not saying you have an issue, but you're acting as if you have an issue. Okay. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba, ba, ba. But we're gonna skip over that one. Okay, I may not like this as much as I thought it was. I have to swap out the stream, the playlist. All right, so we're gonna keep working down non-metallic metal. Non-metallic metal is life right now. Some of the secret to working up non-metallic metal is working thin layers. The thinner the layer, the better the paint. We want to make it pop, but make it lo-fi too, please. Say no more. Say no more, say no more, say no more. Sometimes a little thinner's all you need. Starting to work out. Got a little belt buckle showing, or boot buckle showing. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. We're skipping over Star Wars stuff. Rinse out my brush. And now I want to take some of my purple. Just a bit of my violet. Mix the two together. And keep it nice and thin. And I want to start building up the color purple. I might need to get red out to help build that up. But we will see in a second. Um, I want it to start coming up. I could always just mix in some of my sunray into the purple as well. Banana. might be just a little too aggressive with my highlight. I'll have to thin it back down and go back over it again. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Where'd your brush out? And take a stretch. Okay. Right. I'm not totally against what I did there, but at the same time, I'm not totally happy with what I did there. We're going to mix in some more of this. And we need to get the wrapping on the kind of backside of it. Ba dun 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 dun. If I send down some of my purple. I run it over. What I kind of muted out, kind of bring that filter back into the color purple. So this piece does not the same as that piece, and that is exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, here we go. Here we freaking go. Doo-doo, doo-doo. Ba-da-da-da-da. Look at that. That actually looks pretty good. It all kind of looks like it's in line with each other. Yeah. All right. Forgive me. Spoon Handle, welcome in. Long time no see. Long time no see. How are you doing? I am working around on some non-metallic metal for her staff in purple, or making it read purple at least. We shall see where we go. Do, 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 do. We got our lo-fi tunes. We got our lo-fi tunes going, and we're just humming along. Humming along. Mix up some gold 79 with some sunray. Try to work up, building us up a nice little ochre-like color. Be right as rain. How goes your day? Need a little more brown in there. But and impression of a divot in there. Bottom piece of it. Ah, must be nice weather. I wish I could go to the park and walk. It is currently darker outside than I would like it to be. I need to get back into the habit of doing my walks. I need to get my day organized again. So I can start tackling it again. That would explain much. That would explain much. But at least you got grass to touch. I have seen some of the houses that get um, inspected by sci-fi home inspections. That's kind of scary. Is it Arizona or yeah, I think it's Arizona. No, it's somewhere. I don't think it's Arizona. It could be Arizona. I could be off base. So today was relatively cold. Last night was super cold. We were sub 30s, and today we hung around in the 40s and the 50s. To this weekend, we should be 40s, 50s, and then we'll swing from 40 degrees to 70 degrees, which will be super uncomfortable in the office when I have to go in. Don't really want to waste so much time focusing on the bottom. You're really not going to be able to lift the miniature up to see that. But I do want some of my gold 79 to be more present so it reads kind of in the gold tone a little bit more. So I'm trying to shoot for more like what I did here on her belts. And I completely missed part of it. She's got little. I think I might do those as brown. I don't have too much brown on this miniature. I've reds. Her hair's kind of got some brown in it, but I don't have a lot of browns because I didn't want the red belt, so I just want some straight gold 79. Are you all ready for the weekend? Your children must not be that old where you have to take them to soccer games every weekend, or gymnastics, or swim, cheer, dance. A number of my coworkers I know are always running around to doing different activities, and it's like, don't remember doing all that as a kid. But then my parents were, as we got into high school and older, I feel like we did more. Ah, kind of a blessing and a curse. You get to have ah, kind of fun when they're at that age to do soccer because you don't have. Good evening, Shining Valor. I am working on Kat, the Witch's Apprentice from Big Child's Creatives. She is a 75 millimeter figure that I saw over Christmas, or not Christmas, Halloween last year and decided to pick her up. She has a big base that I painted eons ago, it feels like. She will stand on this base with another cat, and I need to get an oops sign painted up on the outside. It came pre-sculpted that way. So all I did was paint it. I need to finish some of the books up and get some more striations and lines in there. I'm not a good base builder. I'm really not. I might make that a hobby goal this year to try to do something a little bit more interesting with bases. No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. When I'm painting small, I'm usually painting bones or borderlands. So the bones come with pre-sculpted bases, and I just added some green stuff around it and pressed into it and gave it divots to kind of make it look a little bit more that way. I don't like it when it's primed just black. It might have to be something different at a later time. But right now, we were just working on some non-metallic metal for the staff piece here because I had not done it yet. And then I need to do her eyes. The exposure's way high, so it's kind of hard to get the color balance just right because I'm doing a super pale skin tone on the figure itself. For my gold mixture, I've been using black, gold 79, and sunray, mixing them up to get kind of the brown tones that I wanted. And then the staff is purple or violet, purple, and sunray to get some of our high highlights and see where I want to go. She has definitely been a very interesting figure. She is the second largest scale that I've painted. The first one was the Belmont model from Chimera that I painted up a while back. She is 75 millimeter, so she is considerably larger than. Oh my god! Your tabletop miniature. This is from IDW's Shadow of the Bat. It was just an easier hand to reach for me to grab it. I frequently will switch up when I'm working on painting on. I never paint the same thing 2 days in a row unless I'm trying to push to rep something up. I have slowly fallen into Friday nights being her. On Saturday, I will do a collaboration stream with Battle Ready Miniatures Laden Roses, and I will be returning to my bust of Miniko, the geisha girl. We'll probably start tackling the koi fish or the band or her back flower. Yeah. I I mix up a lot of what I'm doing all the time. Um, I I cannot paint armies. I cannot paint armies. I'm sorry. I'm not an army painter. I can't do it. I have tried and tried, and I get broken somewhere along the way. It just breaks my will. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't finish you guys right now. Um, but if you ask me to paint like a singular or a one-off, all day, every day, no questions. It just to me seems more fun sometimes. It's just the the commitment that I have to make to batch painting sometimes seems too hard or gets too heavy in my head. I don't get me wrong, I get the appeal. I really do. Um, Earlier this month, I realized I only have a handful of orcs on my shelf, or I have like one actual two orcs on my shelf. Oh come on, color balance. Stop being a wonky guy like that. So I started painting up more orcs because I have the Reaper Bone 6. I'm like, cool, I like it. I can do that. I can do it. I can do it. I don't know where I said I can't do this because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But I've got enough variation like on them that it's fun. I just haven't picked them up since I did something, and it's just been sitting in my little box here. But I wanted to paint up Harley and the Gotham Sirens for Valentine's Day because why not? Uh, so I started painting them up, and then I'm like, oh, well, I've also got these hench people that go with Poison Ivy, which are the 3 Venus flytraps. And the color selection I apparently had made for the base green just was not going at all. Like it just was not going. Um, so I like mentally broke down somewhere on that. So when you're painting all of your Skaven though, are you working all rank and file for like weeks and weeks and weeks, or are you varying them up some in some way? But you're not going to try to do like 40 clan rats with non-metallic metal, are you? I think that's the part where it starts breaking me is that I get tired of the repetition of that on the 40. You're not. I got you. I see you. I'm with you. You're not speed painting them, but you're not going to go to like the 1,000th degree of complication. You're not doing like a Vince Ventrella army. Yeah. I think that's part of why my brain's doing like the you need to change how you're doing this project right now because it's not jiving with you at all. Um, I need to take a different approach with those orcs so I can complete them and finish them. I just I didn't return to them because I was painting the Harley Quinn um, Gotham Siren group for Valentine's Day, and maybe I'll get back to them. I got you. I got you. I do have a bot that randomly comes in and gives words of encouragement. I saw another streamer doing it, and I said, I'm going to borrow that idea. So every so often, Stream Omelets will let you know that you're doing all right. Because Battle Ready was painting Skaven for a while. I know that, or he painted up some Skavens. Uh, I have some in my closet, not Skaven specifically, but I have the dinosaurs. That dinosaurs and Nighthaunt. Cause I like Nighthaunt. I like spoopy boys. Um, I I had to redo my alerts today with stream elements because elements, depending on which profile you're logged into, it may or may not remember where you're at with your alert boxes. And I find that to be kind of annoying sometimes. It took me a while to get it squared away, but I do have alert boxes that do work. Because if I replay this, it didn't work because it's a piece of shit. Oh, I swear to. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's rough, buddy. Welcome in, Shining Valor. Thank you for the follow. I do have a mixture of weird art taste. There's a lot of synthwave and neon punk, I guess you could call it, and random bits. Yeah. So the alert box for me, because I have like the element control center. Uh, um, give me 1 second. Let me raise my desk. It it gets interesting with how it wants to do things sometimes, and then you push the button and you think that you did it right, and then it's like, I'm sorry, did you want me to do something with that? And I'm like, kind of, yeah. Be safe. Don't fall in. And at some point, I will get my PNG tubing thingy to be a little bit more different than just scrolling text to red flashing text. At some point. That day is not this day. That day is not this day. We're skipping over that song. I found a lo-fi playlist that does a lot of modern stuff, or kind of modern stuff, I guess you would say. As lo-fi, and they're going to do a release soon for classic rock lo-fi, which I find to be kind of an interesting idea. However, apparently they did a lot of Star Wars stuff too. I don't hate Star Wars, but I really don't like Star Wars right now. So I have a really hard time listening to it. You're okay, sweet. What? What's up, nerd? What's going on? Huh? What are you upset about? Well, I'm not letting you on that shelf. Because I know you. You're going to knock it off. Well, no, it's not happening. Sorry, my cat has decided that she wants attention, so I will turn and speak to her. Sometimes I call her a nerd. And sometimes she is my fuzzy fluff butt. And sometimes she's like, what the fuck are you doing? Well, that's a bad word. But I would not trade. I would not have another animal in this house. That's for dang sure. All right, I am trying to lighten up my purple on this binding piece through here. I do need to go in. That is not going to end the way that you want it to end. Calm down, sweetie. I know how to get the human's attention. I'll make a random sound in the background that sounds like something is falling. Foolish mortal. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go back in with some purple. Or my really dark color on the binding of that staff. Hey! You can calm down. Yes, you can. I know you just woke up from a nap. You had your wet food today, too. You should be feeling all kinds of beautiful and lovey-dovey. All right, there's no need to be weird. Okay, no, you're not going that way. You can go that way, but you're not going the other way. What? You don't like my black glove? Yeah. You can hang out over there, sweetie. Oh, okay. You're okay. I mean, to be weird is to be living. At this point, it's sometime I need to let that other area dry, so we'll slide to something else. To be weird is to be normal, quite honestly. But now she's going to go through the house and meow excessively loud. And demand my attention, which she will not get. Until the stream is over, which will be 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Well, you know when this ends, sweetie. So I changed the exposure because I was talking about the orcs. I can turn it down and it will help accentuate the discussions I was having earlier about some of my other pieces. But on the backside here, you can kind of see up here where you got the striations, and then down here where you don't. I need to go back in and run a line of my dark colors in between to get that separation coming out. It's kind of a good way to help create the visualization cues, so your eye kind of helps does some of the more work. Does your eye will do quite a bit of the blending for me. I just need to get you like close to it, to be honest. Um, like this piece of the gold staff, you can really see the crescent moon on the tip, and then you can make out the cross on the inside, and I don't really need to worry about too much of it. And then it's a little bit darker on this side, but it's still the same shape. This part of the handle, it's weird. It's in a really weird spot. So what are you up to, Shining Valor? You are new. Please tell me something. Ask a question. Sing us a dirge. Shall we discuss the finer points of why mustard is a evil condiment? I did go see an Alton Brown show recently, so in which he's toting around a hot dog machine. And apparently, people have strong opinions about mustard being the only condiment that is good for hot dogs. Apparently, it's like a really weird religion, like it's almost like a cult. Or the discussion about how Chicago will put like 40 million things on a hot dog. Just trying to push in some more brown tone so it reads a little bit more goldy. I agree with you on that. Um, I started cooking, a couple years back, I started smoking my own meats because, you know, at a certain age, that's what men do. Is you know, they either get really great at World War II history or they start smoking meats. Um, and I decided that smoking meats was the more interesting way to go, personally. I hope Malty doesn't pop back in and give me a dissertation about how I am wrong. But uh, cooking, I started using mustard binders and Greek yogurt binders more frequently in my cooks. And it works really well. I mean, however you want to cook is however you want to cook. There is no judgment. Delicious ribs can be made at home far better than you can buy it from somewhere else. Uh, this weekend on Sunday, I'll probably be preparing pork belly. Well, I am preparing a pork belly and do smoked burnt tens on it. Stop turning the model upside down like that, wasting your time on stuff you don't need to worry about, dummy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a different playlist. I don't think I'm gonna be able to listen to this playlist in the future. I need 1 second. Ah, my kitty. Yeah, I made sure to charge your toy for you. Yes. Okay. You want down? Down you go. Uh, but using mustard has been great to help as act as a tenderizer, and it was kind of a neat way to get used to using mustard. A former partner of mine really liked mustard and liked LaCroix at the same time. Really had a bad taste. Ah, guessing that was terrible sometimes. Ba-da-da. So I do like where her shoes are at. Not really digging this piece right here, but I kind of like where my staff is ending up. I might need to go a little bit higher over here and get my pure sunray to pop up on it. I've used the last dab as a hot sauce. I've used honey. I've used mustard. I've used Greek yogurt. I've used. Basically, I played a game called Will It Smoke? And the answer is yes. Yes, it will. Um, if I'm making wings for myself, I prefer using Greek yogurt over anything else just because I feel like it gets better, and let them cook in that and then smoke them up for a little bit. If I'm doing pork, I have found that hot sauces tend to work a lot better for me, and they tend to yield a better flavor overall. And the hotter the hot sauce, the better tasting sometimes I find it comes out to be. Though the hotter the hot sauce, sometimes the more of it lingers in when using it. So there is that warning that goes along with it. I do need to get my magnifying glass over here. because I would do what was called the last dab ribs, and I took them into, and the guys at the meat market really enjoyed them, but they're like, man, you don't get the heat right up front. It's like one that slowly comes up and says hello, and I'm like, yeah, that's the point of it. I don't want like a. I'm going to be hot and painful for the sake of being hot and painful. I want hot for the sake of, ooh, that's delicious. And that tends to be a very weird line sometimes with hot sauces. And you can see the difference that's made right there by running that dark line in between the edges. I need to take a drink of water. And Spoon Handle, if you're out there, are you the one joining us this Saturday, or is that someone else? I think you were. It's you or I can't remember. There's so many people that already talks to. I'm grateful that he does. I'm very grateful that he does. All right. I have 15 minutes left in this stream. I feel weirdly accomplished with what I've got done. I like what I've got done so far. I'm going to rinse out my brush and we're going to try something. So everybody be aware. This may not end well. All right. So I am terrible at painting eyes. Every figure I paint has two of them, and they always come out terrible. So, given the size of this figure, I drop my she has relatively large eye locations. And what I was thinking of doing was using phthalo blue and silver gray. This is red shade phthalo blue. So I just need a little bit. I know you stumbled across the recording while you're cleaning them, Luke. It was called a plot device. Bum, ba-da-da-dum, da-dum, dum-da-dum. Bum, 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 bum. So what I was told by somebody is that essentially, with a big old glob of paint on your thumb, goofball, think the ocean in terms of blue and gray. Depending on how the light hit, it would be one of those colors. So, using my phthalo blue and my silver gray, I'm going to create the color of the ocean down here, which I will put on the back of my glove now. And I think that is what was being described to me. And now we thin the ever-living piss out of it. We get our magnifying glass back out again. Really? You're not going to register that dot? Actually, yes, you are. All right, one dot done. Well, I've got my magnifying glass out. I'm going to hit these two small little spots. But I missed. They don't really need a whole lot. They kind of get lost in the sun at the edge of the hip shield and belt. So that's all that's attaching them. So it's not really big, but I get them are crucial. I could have left them unpainted, and someone might have pointed it out later in life and like, you didn't paint that. I'd be like, well, shenanigans. Same thing again. And I'm going to be honest with you. The moment I get these focused, they may be the best eyes I've ever painted. Let me turn the exposure down again. I'll put my hand right there. Yeah. I think that's going to look good. Move your magnifying glass out of the way because you absolutely hate using it. Well, you got your fine detail brush. Get your gold 79 and sunray out. And stay in frame. That is the most interesting album cover ever, but okay. One thing that I really do dislike about my magnifying glass is that I forget its presence sometimes, and I am like forever feel fearful that I'm going to stab my brush into it, and I'm like, son of a biscuit. So yeah, this needs. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da. Give me a moment to take a yawn. Mm. Tetris theme. I'm here for that. Tetris theme. Good lo-fi. That was lo-fi before lo-fi was lo-fi. Fight me on that. Just want to add a little bit more to her top gem. Yeah. I'm really digging where she's at. And while I've got my non-metallic gold out and still need it for kitty number two, kitty number two is painted after my long lost friend. Painted in the same colors and vibrancies of them. Though I'm pretty sure I could have never gotten a collar on her, so. And actually, for the cat eyes, I do believe I want Golden 79 and my Sunray again. We've switched to one of the kitties that goes on the base. I'm trying to get the collar lightened up and try to do some non-metallic metal on it. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, misty mountain. There we go. French brush out. Get your purple again. I don't know if I'm actually going to dot their eyes. I could use a little bit of dark purple. Nope, I'm not dotting the eyes. Tell you right now, I'm not dotting the eyes. I can tell you right now, I'm not dotting the eyes. So bring my camera in a little bit closer. On the underside, underneath the white little tuxedo piece of the fur, is a little golden gem that I'm calling it. So I want to give it a similar type of treatment. Now I want to kind of make sure that the collar is reading as purple as well. So I've been using a lot of the same purple that's on the staff around the collar. And it kind of helps tie things together. A lot of colors are repeated, and they show up in different places. Sign of a good miniature, yeah. Very nice, very nice. I haven't seen Bat already all week. Or no, I've seen him twice. He's just been sleepy. Hope he's okay. Ooh. Ooh. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh. It is 8:35. I've made great progress on Cat. I got her eyes dotted in. I've got her staff completed, I think. I've got her shoes completed, I think. It sounds weird, but I'm going to need to finish up her base and build in some more striations on the books here. And while I've got some of these out, I can do this too. I can take some of my gold 79 and black and start getting the clasps of these books. Without my brush. Just trying to build in some variations really quick on the binder, on the books. Um, where they have obvious embossings for their titles. I think that's the right word. Don't quote me on that. And that is a little too thick. You goofball. We're just going to have to play with that. We'll have to use some of our blue again and clean that up. But I also forgot to get a little hat pin. Really, what you wanted to do was this. Do what you wanted to do before you get sidetracked. You're not done with this figure. You do not need to stress over this figure. You are getting past your bedtime as well. Or you're getting close to your bedtime, really. I want to dot in the eyes of this cat, similar to what I did before. Okay. I can let that out of the way. Get some more on your brush. I should really probably stop as he loads up his brush with just a lighter mix. I usually stream from 6:30 to 8:30. And that's where I need to call it for the night. Because it is currently 8:45. I need to give my cat the treats. I need to get to bed so I can wake up tomorrow so I can have the breakfast. I can do my running around, make my tacos for dinner. And then at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I shall return to Miniko, the geisha girl. I have quite a bit of non-metallic metal work that I need to do on her. The gold is early. The fish is kind of done, and the bands on this arm are a little bit done, and along with some of the sword hilt. But the sword itself needs quite a bit of work, along with the end piece. But I also have something very fun with the texture of the back or her fish that I could work on as well. So I have a lot that I can work on tomorrow with her, and I think I'm going to do that and use my extended collaboration stream to knock her out some more. So, with that, I hope that you all can come by and check us out tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. Myself, Laden Roses, and Battle Ready Miniatures will be painting together. Katra may or may not be present. We'll see. I thank you all for stopping in. I thank you all for watching and lurking with us. You have a good night. Be safe, be well. Keep a sharp brush and enjoy.